You're listening to Catholic Chicago. Ahead, the Archdiocese of Chicago brings you programs about the people, events, and issues that touch our lives. Thanks for letting us be part of your morning. Now again, Catholic Chicago.
Good morning, and welcome to the Voice of Charity, and happy 4th of July. I am Phil Zepeda here with my colleague, Katie Bredemann. Good morning, Katie.
Good morning, Phil.
And we're delighted to be with you all on the 247th birthday of the United States of America. Happy birthday. We won't sing. We might have a cake later. Probably have a barbecue later or something to that end. But as you know, we are here each Tuesday morning on WNDZ 750 AM in Chicago and our live stream on YouTube and Facebook at Catholic Chicago. So before we all go off to celebrate this great holiday with our families and friends, we've got a very inspiring show for you today, talking about Catholic Charities Encompassing Center that fills a vital need for residents living in communities on the west side of Chicago. The Encompassing Center was established in 2019 to provide adults and children on the west side with a healing space for community-based counseling. These residents have significant challenges to their access of good health care, so the Encompassing Center is one of the ways that Catholic Charities is addressing this disparity, helping residents receive the quality services they deserve.
And here to provide a summer update on this vital behavioral health program is Star Braddock, who does outstanding work as the Outreach Engagement Coordinator for the Encompassing Center. Welcome, Star.
Are you happy 4th of July?
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July. So, Star, let's paint the picture of the Encompassing Center for our listeners. Tell us more about the Encompassing Center, where it's located, and the communities that it serves.
Okay, the Encompassing Center, it is a mental health center that has been put in the middle and the heart of the west side of Chicago. And we service the East and West Garfield Park area, North Lawndale, and also the near West Side area. And the way that it came about is that, that's 3019 West Harrison. If you know where the 11th District Police Station is,
Sure.
Yes.
It's on Harrison and Kedzie. And we're right a block over from that. And just before you get to Sacramento. And so the way that we came about was that there was a deficit in the community for mental health services. And so there was a commission put together prior to 2019 to try to get a referendum on the ballot for that it could be voted in, use the taxpayers' dollars. The taxpayers' dollars were the TIF money, if you know what the TIF money is. Yeah. And so that is from property taxes. And so the referendum was put on the ballot. The community voted it in. And so now we have the Encompassing Center where we are now at 3019 West Harrison Streets, providing the services that's needed in the communities.
So let's get into that a little bit more. What are some of the concerns or mental health challenges that people are coming to the Encompassing Center with, and what are the most common issues that you're dealing with among clients?
At this present time, I would say depression and grief, and those kind of things are very at a heightened height because there are so many different things that's happening in the area. You know, I mean, so many tragic events and violence, and people are trying to get through the grieving process and those kind of things. So we deal with anger management. We have referral services. We have all kinds of services concerning mental health, mental well-being, like psychiatric services, individual, family, and couples therapy, especially, like having different groups like parenting cohorts and all those things. And so we have the full gamut here at the Encompassing Center. So, but at this present time, as I've been going from place to place, spreading the word that we're here, grief has been one of the main concerns and trauma, grief and trauma.
And both of those are mental health concerns that can take a very long time to process and obtain some level of peace of mind about, right?
Correct.
So each case has to be handled so individually based on that person's experiences and their ability to get from one stage of healing to another. Correct, Star?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And there is no time frame in which this happens. And so that's a unique thing here with the encompassing center. They take their time. Our services are specialized for each individual, and that our therapists are trained in those areas to just get through the process as long as it takes. And we don't have a cutoff period. And that's one of the great parts about it, the center being the community center.
Well, and in preparation for the show, Star and the director of the Encompassing Center, Jennifer Smith, gave us some really interesting statistics. They said that 745 clients have been served since the Encompassing Center opened in 2019, plus many, many more have attended events and been given training materials and watched training materials. And so you're over the thousands of people who obviously have needed assistance and received it because of the opening of the center in 2019. We also, just before we go any further, want to give the phone number. It's 773-638-5703. The Encompassing Center has a website, encompassingcenter.org, or you can always go to CatholicCharities.net to learn more about the Encompassing Center. And then one last thing, the Encompassing Center has a Facebook page. So anyone in our listening or viewing audience who wants to know more, those are the ways that you can reach out right now and learn more about this wonderful behavioral health clinic, but also a community resource center. And Star, we know you personally have done some tremendous outreach in the community to let people know that the Encompassing Center's there, and then describe all that it can offer. Can you tell us about that? What's your average day like?
So my average day is like, first of all, there's in my community, the catchment area that I service, every step I make is an opportunity to share.
Right.
To share the fact that the Encompassing Center is here. So as I'm walking, as I'm driving, I'm passing out literature about the services that are here. But also we do pop-ups. And so what I do, going to all corners of our community, the catchment area, and I have made sure that all the facilities, the hospitals, the police stations, the restaurants, the libraries, all of the different entities that are in our communities, and then the people that are passing by on the street, I make sure that they have the literature, and I explain to them. I say, some people, they may think that, because there's a stigma. I'm not crazy. It's not about being crazy or anything like that. It's about everybody needs someone to speak to, and sometimes you don't even know what you're going through, and you may need someone to help you process whatever it is, or to understand what you're going through and to navigate your way through it so you can get on the other side of it. And so the Encompassing Center is here for the community, and my job is to make sure that they know that it's here, that these services are available to them, and that they are free of charge because of the TIF dollars that's available in our community.
So, Star, that's amazing, and it's not lost on me that essentially you're on constantly, because you've got that eagle eye out for people that you come across in your everyday life outside of the office, walking down the street, at a grocery store, in your own neighborhood, where you live, that might need services, and you're able to be that ambassador 24/7. That's a lot.
Well, it comes kind of easy because I believe in what we do. I know that the Encompassing Center has what, if they come here, they're going to get what they need is to help navigate. We're not the fix, but we're the navigators. We help them process whatever situation they may be in. And so it is just a natural thing for me to be able to I know, if because you could hear in the voice, you can hear some things that's going on.
Right.
And some people are grasping and they're looking for reasons, somebody to tell me, what can I do? And I said, well, I know what I can have a resource for you. I can show you where you can go and get some help and maybe talk it out and maybe process what you're going through. And so, and I'm in tune with that. I understand that, especially since the pandemic, people they've suffered in silence. They're here now, and they don't know because they really came out during the pandemic when we were in isolation, in a sense. And so now we're trying to figure out what's happening with us. People are trying to figure it out. And so I'm like, well, you don't have to do that by yourself. There is a resource that's available to you. You can come out. There's services that can help you understand what's happening, and that's it. So it's not, you don't have to use just tell people that, oh, something's wrong with you mentally, because
Right.
people don't understand. Those are things that's dealing with how you're gonna think, and that's mental. And so your thinking and what's happening and understanding that's mental, but they, how people put stigma behind it. So
Well,
they don't understand. They get kind of lost in that.
Star, God love you for that work and that approach, that it comes easy to you, because I'm not necessarily sure it comes easy to everybody. But thank you for that explanation. You touched on something I'd really love for us to explore. What are the first steps that you and your colleagues take to address mental health concerns that clients are struggling with, whether it's in the clinical environment of the Encompassing Center or someone that you just come across?
Well, basically, the potential client, the person who may need services, they tell you what they need, and all you do is you are listening ear. First of all, you are a listening ear, and then like here I have maybe you could talk to someone, and then the process is that we have a simple referral form that just fill it out, and maybe if we don't have the resources or need to have you the help that you need, we could refer you to someone else to get that. So our process is that we offer the referral form, and it is a self-referral. You don't have to have anyone to refer you. You can do this on your own. You can either walk into the door, call in for a referral, or either fax it in, or you can have even me or whoever you're talking with to fill it out and walk you through our door. And so it takes about 24 to 48 hours before the first initial contact, and then within that time frame, they contact and do an intake, and then our Jennifer Smith is such an awesome director, and she's in tune with what she's looking at this referral form. So she is really good with putting the people who with a good fit, with what therapist they may need, the clinician that they may need. And so the process is very simple, and that's what we wanted to do here, is to make that process simple, that they'll be able to link up with the services that they need. There's no complications. We don't have any wait list that you have to wait forever to get in there and get in to be seen by anyone. So that's the great thing about it, because of the areas that we serve. We have these 4 different communities that we're serving, and so that gives us an advantage to be able to hit and deal with everyone, to help everyone within that, without worrying about not having capacity to serve.
So, Star, briefly before we throw it to break here, I want to throw out this question to you. How do you determine the best course of treatment for a client, and what are some of those treatment methods that are being presented?
Okay, so those different, we like anger management and case management, psychiatric services. During the intake process and their initial intake with the clinician is when they take that approach. That's when they are able to actually assess what's going on with the client. And so that's truly something that happens with a therapist and a clinician. And so that process is something that I wouldn't be in, have that knowledge of, but I do know that they have the expertise and how to assess and process and deal with whatever they need to get, to find out what's happening with the client.
Got it. All right, a lot more with Star Braddock, at the Catholic Charities Encompassing Center coordinator. We will be back with the Voice of Charity. We're going to throw it to break right now. You're listening to the Voice of Charity on WNDZ and also on Catholic Chicago. We'll be right back.
Caring adults make all the difference in the lives of adolescents. Catholic Charities understands this, and our mentorship programs provide a free opportunity for young adults to spend time with volunteers who genuinely care about them. This program is ideal for youth aged 9 through 12 who may need support navigating the challenges of childhood and early adolescence. Our amazing volunteers serve as friends who help youth recognize their strengths and empower them to reach their full potential. Catholic Charities conducts a thorough background check on every volunteer, and our program coordinator closely monitors and supports every relationship. Mentoring is a fun after-school program that can help young adults build confidence and enjoy fun activities with their peers, too. To learn more, visit CatholicCharities.net or call 312-655-7970 in Cook County and 847-782-4224 in Lake County. We're connecting youth with great role models. Join us today.
People always say, how can you spend your day with 3-year-olds? Seeing the changes that they go through and just the journey and how they grow, this is a very rewarding job. Even though at the end of the day, we're not the highest paid people on earth. And when I have a parent contact me and say, my child loves school, that to me, I'm setting that foundation for their love of learning. Because really, you are changing lives. You are molding lives.
Shape the next generation of leaders. Teach. Apply today at archchicago.org/schooljobs.
Community is core to Catholic Charities' founding mission. For more than 100 years, we have met people and families where they are, serving anyone in need, regardless of their faith, gender, race, or ethnicity. As our world absorbs the economic, political, and social aftershocks of the pandemic, 50% or more of the 6 million people living in Cook and Lake counties have little or no savings. They are a paycheck away from zero. We are deeply grateful to everyone in the Catholic Charities community who partners with us to alleviate the suffering of the people we serve and offer them a better path forward. We are witnessing a message of mercy and hope to a world very much in need. Learn more at CatholicCharities.net.
Welcome back to The Voice of Charity. I'm Phil Zepeda here with my colleague, Kata Bredemann. We are talking with the amazing Star Braddock, who's the Outreach Engagement Coordinator at the Encompassing Center, services that Catholic Charities helps coordinate mental health services on the west side of Chicago. Star, welcome back. You mentioned Jennifer Smith. Jennifer Smith is one of my favorite people at Catholic Charities, just a blessing to work with, isn't she, Katie? I know you've come across her too.
Oh, she really is. And as are you, Star. You know, we feel like you
Indeed.
have really challenging work. All of the people that you serve, you know, are underserved in terms of the access to quality health care, as Phil said at the top of the show. And so it's so wonderful that the Encompassing Center is there and that you personally are taking the time and effort to go out in the community and identify folks, or at least, as you said, be a listener to those who might need the services of the Encompassing Center and gently bring them in the door. Because I think a lot of times with behavioral health issues and mental health concerns, people think, oh, I'll just handle this. I'll just tough it out, you know. But why should they? Like you said, you know, when there are these programs there that can help them reach peace of mind and a healthier frame of mind quicker and easier, right? That's what you're all about.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. I mean, a lot of people don't realize that they have help available. They don't believe that because, of course, in a lot of women, and then people of color, they believe, well, oh, I'll get over it. It's gonna, you know, it's gonna stop soon. Whatever's happening, you know, maybe depression or going through grief or trauma, I'll get over it. It's fine, you know, and they'll push it to the side because there's always other things they feel like is more pressing issue other than their mental health. And so they end up suffering with whatever's going on with them silently. And we're here to let them know that you don't have to do that. That's not something you have to deal with by yourself. I'm like, even as you are available to other people should be available to you, because you can't help anyone else if you are not helped yourself. And so you can, and you're not being able to be at your full potential if you have all this stuff going on. So, I mean, how much help can you give someone when you have all of this going on with yourself? And so, and And some, people don't even realize they want to be better. They have settled for where they are. And so I'm just like, well, I'm like, and once you begin to talk to them and they start thinking about, well, man, I'm tired of feeling like this. I'm tired of going through this. And so I'm like, well, you don't have to go through it by yourself. Let's, if you need me to, I'll walk you through the door. If you need me to, I'll walk you through the process, or however you need to do this. So like you said, gently, you don't beat people over the brain. You need help. You need this. No, you just let them know. I mean, I'm here for you. I can hear you. I understand. What can I do for you? I ask you that question. What can I do for you? But if they don't know, I said, but I know what I can help you with. Let me let you talk to one of my friends over here, at the Encompassing Center. You have to, that general approach is a major key to allowing people to breathe in and understand and say, well, I need to move forward further in my life. I can't stay stuck right here.
And it's
to realize that they make that moment they're stuck.
Right. Start to that point. I assume that there's a good deal of variability in the length of a client journey. Something is. Talk to us about that. What's like the length of time that you're experiencing these sessions and counseling services for clients?
Well, I do have knowledge that it's some people who have been here maybe a year or so, and so getting through that process, and I even have seen people that we actually do graduations to graduate out, with a therapist. They'll, when it's time for them to move over and they realize they've reached a point of being able to handle things on their own and be able to properly manage them and navigate whatever's going on with them. And so it varies, like you said, it varies. It could take up to 6 to 12 months or more. And it depends on whatever is needed with the client. So there's no rush. Because the process of that is not something you can be speedy about. You have to be able to allow the client to be comfortable and to be able to share and to be willing to unlock those things and move forward.
And
so, yeah.
Go ahead, Katie.
I was just going to say, we talked about Jennifer Smith, the program director, and I know she shared with me previously that her motto is, we meet people where they're at. And that the name and the logo of the Encompassing Center are so inspiring because it's all about helping people find direction, find a compass in their life toward a healthier, happier future, but also to know what the tools are that mental health tools that they can use now if they're struggling, but also for the rest of their life. And we just wonder, could you share a couple stories with us of people that you've encountered, that you've invited to learn more about the Encompassing Center and the help and progress they found within it?
Okay, so I can use a few things about at church. Like I said, I'm always sharing. So at church, I encounter a few people who are dealing with some things, and and I'm like, well, I mean, you need to talk to somebody. Let's talk to somebody, And so understanding that, and you being able to see the beginning to the middle towards them getting some help and feel like they can navigate and process things in a positive way is really something that's enlightening because you actually see it unfold in front of you. And so I've had clients that I've given referrals and was able to walk them through to our center and get them assessed and everything, and to see that process is just amazing. I even had I reach out to the districts, the 12th district, the 10th district, 11th district police station, and they bring a lot of clients to us. And so I was inviting the 10th district over to our center to do a meet and greet, and they came by, and one of the police officers said, "You know what? I just have to tell you that I saw that one of the citizens that I was working with, they needed help with dealing with their family situation, mom and daughter staying in the same place, and grown people and bumping heads." And she said that, well, I just needed somebody to help them so they wouldn't continue to fight and argue and have all these spats at home. So she brought them here, and then so when she said, but I seen them later on, maybe a year later, and when I saw them, they said, "Thank you so much for that referral to the Encompassing Center, because me and my daughter are getting along so well. We're doing better. We're able to to listen to one another, and we are able to talk through things in a productive way. And I said that's a great thing when you hear those kind of things where you have the citizens and the police come back to you and say, this is what happened, and this is what was a result from what happened at the Encompassing Center. And I've been at outreach events where the community are there, and they'll come up to me and they'll say, well, wow, I just want to let you know that I use the services from the Encompassing Center, and I thank God that I received those services from there, because my family is doing so much better because of that. And that's why we're here. We want people to be whole, or find them, lead them in a direction of feeling whole, or to be able to think and be coherent in how they process their whole life, and give them those tools to work with. And so it's just been an awesome journey. I have been here a year and some months, and it has been awesome. And I have several stories, but we don't have time for it. I have several.
It might be.
Doing our community. Go ahead. Our community. We open the doors. We come in. We have fathers come in. Thank you for celebrating us, letting them know that they're relevant, that they're needed. And we open the door to Father Days, Mother Day. We open the doors for Valentine's Day, and we love on the community. So it's not just therapeutic services; it's also therapeutic in our community services, meaning opening the doors. And so at this present point, we're having we do pop-ups where when we have events like Father's Day, Mother's Day, we open the tables, have tables, let the community who are like little entrepreneurs, we'll let them you have a table, and they'll earn a wage, so they can sell their product in our facility for free. And so on those days, so just for economic wealth, because that could be a cause for it to trigger mental instability, because you don't have enough, and so and some people may not seem to feel like they're employable, but this is a way to gain a wage without worrying about being employable.
Star, you're setting yourself up for a second show on the Encompassing Center.
I was just thinking the same thing.
We're going to have you back. And you did that to yourself. Oh, wow. I just want you to know. We understand we've got less than 2 minutes to close the show, but we recognize it takes a village to do this type of work.
Yes.
Let's do a shout out or call out to some of the other community partners that you work with at the Encompassing Center.
Oh, Breakthrough, yes, Breakthrough and Family Focus. Those community, we just in 11th district, 12th district, and 10th district, and also with the libraries. We work closely with the libraries. We work with any community, all the communities. Jennings across the street, the school across the street. Yeah. We go to all the different schools, the public service entities, all of those places. So we're everywhere. So I do give a great shout out to Breakthrough, because they're doing a great work in the community. And also the 11th district, they're doing a great work in the community as far as dealing with the seniors, the domestic violence, all of that. And they get out the CAPS services that they have, and it's just awesome. So I can't say all of them in 2 minutes. I feel rushed, but there you go.
Hey, you got a lot of them in there.
So just a reminder for anybody looking for more information on this program, visit CatholicCharities.net, EncompassingCenter.org, or the Encompassing Center Facebook page, or call them at 773-638-5703. Star, thank you so much for being on the show with us today and providing this amazing update on the work that you're helping to coordinate at the Encompassing Center.
You really are an inspiration, Star. We're so delighted to have you, and as Phil said, we'll call you and look forward to having you back, because we could hear your stories all day long.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, and thank you for acknowledging that the work is here, and we're doing it. We're in there. We're out there doing whatever we need to do to help the community.
It's vital work. Absolutely vital. The other key point is that anybody who comes to the Encompassing Center can be tapped into other programs and services at Catholic Charities. And so that's a vital component of the work you do too. Thank you again, Star.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. And we invite all of you back again next week for another edition of The Voice of Charity. For now, this is Katie Bredemann with Phil Zepeda, and we thank you so much for tuning in, believing in the mission of Catholic Charities. And again, we wish you a very happy 4th of July.